Being a teenager, there are many standards that you have to follow, a pressure that society puts on all of us. One aspect is beauty. Beauty standards are an entity which is admired or possesses features widely attributed to beauty in a particular culture for perfection. You can see beauty standards every day on Twitter, Instagram, even on Facebook. There are challenges such as the paper challenge to see if you have the perfect stomach, and even things such as a waist trainer to make your waist slimmer. Even trying to get a summer body shows you are trying to fit into the image that our society seeks. Many people say we must all be happy with our bodies and the way we look. But we wondered, how is that possible with all these beauty standards that we are reminded with every day on social media and within society? We asked 10 people to write down characteristics of what they think the ideal body or physical features are for men and women. What influenced you to write these characteristics?
Um, I would say social media, a lot of those Twitter pages, it's had a heavy influence on the way I look at beauty and perceive that.
I chose these characteristics because I see all of them on social media and television and stuff. So I was like, oh, this is what a perfect person's supposed to be like. Like everyone's like, oh, girls with skinny waists. So obviously that's what I would want because that's what everyone else wants. So yeah.
Well, for girls, it's like what I want and what I know that like guys want in a girl, and for guys, it's like kind of what I look for.
Based on what I see in TV shows and movies and things on magazines.
So everybody has their own picture perfect dream girl, but society's expectations. You have this similar base. You have a skinny girl, got nice long hair, perfect smile, symmetrical face, got nice eyes. Everything fits in together, like a good sized body. But like for me, there's I have my few like special things that I like. Like I prefer like blonde hair and a height of 5'3" and like that. But like mostly the characteristics that I wrote down are probably characteristics that more than 80% of my grade, or the boys in my grade, would also write down. It's all what we find in common, and it all fits into the social norms.
So for a woman at least, or actually for both males and females, there's like this ideal image that society kind of considers as like perfect, and a lot of times it's referring to being thin, like having, like for women having small petite features, kind of like a bigger butt and boobs, typically not being too muscular, having like a defined waist so that you could show your curves, like straight white teeth and all those things. And like another one like that's kind of like trending now is like having like really nice eyebrows, or like not having a lot of like body hair and stuff. And I think some of these ideals are pretty much influenced by, like I said before, like what society like gathers. I don't really know why it's like this, but if we look at like all of the models in the industries and stuff, they're all thin and they all have like somewhat of most of these features. So I think everyone strives to look like them, even though we're all different. We all have different shapes and sized bodies.
Considering my culture, I think, well, for the Latino community itself, I think we kind of really emphasize trying to look perfect and trying to look this certain way. and with Colombian models, people from South America, and really trying to have this perfect body where it's slim waist, big assets, and then so I think when people in my family, even just at home when I was in Guatemala, they would ask me, "Oh, wear this certain belt so my waist could form into that, hourglass shape." And it's always been the pressure of everyone really saying, you have to look a certain way, and even talking about other people behind their backs and saying like, "Oh, she's not that pretty, she's pretty," and I think that really influenced me into the way I think you should look, in which I know it's not right, but it just happens.
This is what I think social media influences our generation to think what the perfect male or female is.
I think sort of society and social media can help influence people to write characteristics like this. And I think the people in your life can influence people.
After seeing what each person wrote down and seeing what influenced them, it was very obvious to see that social media, society, friends, their community, and the pressure to look a certain way impacted on the way they perceived beauty. We then showed the same 10 people a photo of 5 different models. This was more specific to point out the flaws of certain models compared to the perfections in others.
I chose number 5 because she had all the characteristics that I liked, which was tan skin, brown hair, tall, curvy, big butt, big boobs, nice eyebrows, big lips, and everything.
Because here she looks too fake, but she still has a nice body, but then here she looks a little normal, but I can't really see like the side view.
She's perfectly proportionate so that she's the right height to have the good butt, nice breasts, and her face is very symmetrical as well, and she has nice hair.
She does have nice hair, I agree.
I think she's slim, thick. She's got the nicest body proportion ratio, and I think she's the only one with a semi-attractive face.
The other models.
So I chose model 5 because, as you can see, like, she matches the criteria that I made in my list before. So she's on the thinner side. She has defined curves. You could tell she has a bigger bust but based on, or compared to the other women as well. But also she has, like, she's like, for instance, in model 4, you can see she's on the thinner side, and she doesn't really have like much muscle. She kind of looks a little more lanky, which doesn't, like, society doesn't think is attractive. And then in 3, she's a little on the heavier side, which there's nothing wrong with that, but based on like the ideals of what a perfect body is, she doesn't meet that. Same goes along with 2 and 1. If I had to choose like the second best one out of here, I would choose 1 because she still does meet the criteria that I mentioned before, but she just doesn't have, it's just a completely different body shape. Like, she kind of has more of like a pear shape, whereas this one's more of an hourglass, which most people find to be more attractive.
Well, I chose model 5 because, it's kind of weird, but okay, so starting from her hair, she has really nice hair. It's long, it's shiny. For example, number 4 has sort of dry hair. As far as her skin, for model number 5, I think it's glowing. She just looks healthy to me, and in a certain way, like the glowing way. I'm not really sure if she's healthy or not, but for model 4, she looks really skinny, and I don't know. Model 3, I'm fine with that. All the other ones I'm okay. I just want to make sure that everyone's healthy. Model 5, she's got a nice body. That's what I find nice, but it might be the pose itself. So yeah.
Because she's thicker than like 1 in 4, but she's more sculpted and shaped than the other 2 thick models.
We found that all 10 interviewers mainly agreed on one model, model number 5, for most of the same reasons. She had larger assets, a slimmer waist, nice hair, nice eyebrows, and a pretty face. Although many said her features were unrealistic, which is what we actually see everywhere, in magazines, in social media, on TV, even celebrities. Every picture we may see in a magazine is edited. A picture on Instagram can always have a filter. A TV shot can be run over and over again to get the perfect angle of the characters. And some celebrities go through hours of plastic surgery. All of this extra work is done in order to be viewed as perfect. Although this may be the way most people perceive beauty, beauty is only an opinion and is seen differently by everyone. Instead of focusing on your own as well as others' flaws, we should all try to look at the perfections of others and embrace them.